Let me at this stage call our host, Advocate Mlawu, to address us on behalf of the Ministry of Transport of South Africa. Thank you, sir. Thank you very much.
No, colleagues, thanks. We note the time constraints we now face, but let me just, because in a sense, a lot of this was contained in the Minister's address that I was honored to make. But I think two things which are probably obvious. And as I understand it, what we are doing as SADC policymakers at this session is in a sense to signal to the conference the policy interventions that the SADC states are making towards making central the rail development. So I think mine was contained, but let me summarize it as follows. CEO Brasa, CEO Gibela, where is it? There it is. And of course our branch rail, Royal Mende, Malulek. They are our point of reference if you want to engage even ourselves, I mean off this platform. But basically, what we can say, and assure this conference, is this: the South African story in rail is triggered by the AU resolution. And it's assigned to South Africa as a government. At the time, President Zuma is our president. And I'm simply making it colloquial so that you can relate to it without reading his speech. And as a result, a contract is triggered in South Africa, which my brother, the CEO, spoke of, the biggest, 129 billion, at the end of which we should have 600 trains. Now, but the policy trajectory that has followed is that by 2022, we publish a white paper on rail. And it has a number of important iterations that sit in that white paper. Firstly, it says South Africa will allow for private sector participation, which really has never been the case. Now, as a result of that, we are in fact currently piloting as a department a private sector participation framework that must now be endorsed by cabinet. And we are going to do that. That's the first. The second, it says separate infrastructure ownership from infrastructure operations. So you'll see that by this October, within Transnet, we'll establish a separate infrastructure manager. Where is that going? It's going to ensure that when we deal with third-party access onto the rail network, both existing and to be established, you have parity, you have fairness, and you have fair cost. Thirdly, in Parliament at the moment, we are awaiting passing at the NCOP of our National Economic Regulator Bill, which is now going to ensure that when we have all of these investments and all of these opportunities for access, then the tariffs are set on a single platform. You don't have any unfairness. So for me, I think that's important. But there's a fourth aspect, probably, that we've not spoken to in detail, that arising from our national rail policy. It says, well, South Africa, please allow for high-speed rail operations. And so we then, as a result of that, have triggered a high-speed rail framework, in terms of which I can in fact tell you, we already have 3 pointers, if you like, that we prioritize. But we need to get to the stage where we are able properly to contract against it. Our own preliminary assessment indicated that we would have to have a route between Joburg and Cape Town, talking high speed. Joburg to Cape Town, Durban is first. Joburg to Cape Town second, Joburg 2, Group 1, 30. That's our preliminary sales. But of course, you now need these tools that you are busy putting together so that all of this flows. Private sector comes and invests. They have a basis for what's the return on investment over what time. We have a basis, if you like, for where appropriate concessioning. You would have seen what our sister companies are doing, Transnet, in the process of ensuring a private sector participation. Now, there is a lot of work that my colleague Hisham referred to that's happening just on the revival of our own passenger road network. It includes signaling at a range of stations that we are reviving, and I think the details would be important. But underpinning that detail is a lot of country investment in the revival of rail. I think what's important is that beyond what Gibela is doing in South Africa, there's a matter of skills investment, investment of skills, but the entire, if you like, industry revival on the parts and the artisans required for the broader Southern Africa. So our sense is that we are on the right trajectory. And if we want to engage around details on this, that's exactly how I started explaining why our minister is not here. These are the things that we're dealing with in our own legislature to make sure this is all approved, we flow, we move together. So, Chair, I don't want to belabor the points and keep you any longer. We're together. Thank you very much.